What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Windcharger Prime here, and I apologize for not speaking sooner. Let me turn something off here. Let me turn party overlay off. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I had it on the entire last video. If you remember, I want his weapon. I wonder how much that weapon is. I like your uniform. I like your fleet uniform. Kind of. You are kind of a... See, I wish this... I do like that. Cool uniform, McDaniel. Cool fleet uniform. Okay. What was I going to do? Herald. I wonder how much those weapons are. Herald, anti-proton turret. Herald, anti-proton dual beam bank. Good God, anti-proton. Jeez. Herald slash Vodwar lockbox. Good God. Herald, anti-proton stun beam. Herald, anti-proton split beam projector. Good Lord. These are expensive. Yeah. Lockboxes, good God. Herald sign. Oh. I'm going to have to sell something real quick. Inventory. Because I do want that. And I'll put that in my bank. Okay. Once we... There we go. Have I even used these? Open members of the Federation. It's a tactical kit. Let's see. Marine Universe, Star Cruiser, Deep Space Science Vessel, Star Cruiser. Ooh, that one. I'll have to remember to get that when I reach Rear Admiral. Alright. So we gotta do the Spectres part. I should have bought a triolic tribble, but it's whatever. I really need to watch videos on the exchange and see what all sells, what all people will pay bukus of credits for. let's head to the Donato system. Donatau system. Or Donatu system. This is along the neutral zone. Or what in this game is the neutral zone. Because the Romulan neutral zone has been abolished. Oh, I apologize. I feel like I've got something caught in my throat, and I know for a fact that I don't. What's this? Rank 30. I'm only rank 18. Yeah, ain't doing that. Oh, Gorn. Actually, it should put me at level 30, but I ain't gonna do it. That Deep Space K7. I do believe that is Deep Space K7. I don't know. Starbase 24. That's another fleet base. I think. I'd like to be in a fleet. I'd like to be in a good fleet. But not one that is so fixated on PvP or PvE and whatnot. It's just casual, you know? But has a lot of good stuff. It has a good fleet uniform. Like that one guy had. That style. Which is also a reason why I'm trying to find people, like 5 of my friends, to play at least 20 hours. We all get together so I can start a fleet. And be done with it. And then that way I can create the fleet uniform of the kind that I want. That way, I can wear the fleet uniform when I replay through missions. USS Bounty. Lieutenant Dan.
On the front lines of the Klingon Federation war, brave captains from both sides battle to defend their homes and gain advantages for their faction. Each death has meaning. Every victory can turn the tide. These are the conflicts that will determine the fate of the quadrant.
I love hearing Leonard Nimoy's voice. I absolutely do. I mean, it's... He's got that baritone that I could just listen to. Like, I wish he'd have done documentaries. And if he did, I'm missing it. Captain, I'm picking up Captain, I'm picking up multiple hostile contacts, both Klingon and True Way. I can understand the Klingons being here. They've been trying to claim this system for months. But why the True Way? But why? Why the True Way are here? I don't know. They normally don't leave Cardassian space. But why the True Way normally don't leave Cardassian? But why the True Way normally... That's just worded completely wrong. They have no reason to be here. They're refusing to respond to our hails, sir. We may have to board one of their ships to get some answers. Ow. Ow. That was me dead. And I don't have a cloaking device to watch them go at each other. So you know what? I'm sitting back here. Watch them go at each other. Why is a Federation science vessel warping in? Part of the reason why I got my ass handed to me. Galar class is getting... pretty close. Well. He's coming after me. Dead. Okay, screw it. Jim Hadar attack ship? Why is an Olympic class here? That's normally a hospital ship. Dead. No, stay there. You're gonna fire two at me, I'll fire two at you, and you're gonna blow up. Oh, it's a Peregrine fighter. The Axon has been disabled. Okay. Nice. Beam to the Axon. Damn cardies. Ah. Yes. Disintegrate, bitch. That should take care of all the security measures between us and the bridge. I don't expect the Cardassians to give up that easily, though. They will probably send more security teams to intercept us. Yes. Understood, number one. Didn't mean to do that. Captain, did you see that? Captain, what were those things? Sir, this Cardassian doesn't have any wounds on him, but my readings show that he was dead before we entered this room. I recommend that we find a med kit and perform an examination of the corpse. We need to know more about what happened to him. If he was attacked by those creatures, we need to be cautious. Any contact may be lethal. Understood, Lieutenant. Here it was again. Is there something wrong with the environmentals on this ship? I don't think so, number one. Investigate dead Cardi. Sir, this Cardassian looks to have died from the same cause as the Cardassian we examined in the mess hall. We need to find a med kit to know more about what happened to them. Read patient records. Patient admitted complaining of pain and inability to concentrate on assigned duties. Patient was treated with hydrocortisone and told to rest. Psychological evaluation was scheduled. Patient returned several hours later saying that neither the medication nor rest had helped. Patient was treated with a larger dose of hydrocortisone and admitted to sick bay for observation. During this period, patient fell unconscious and was unable to be revived. An autopsy was conducted using a neuralite probe to obtain a sample of brain tissue. Examining of the neural tissue did not show any signs of infection or trauma that would result in headaches or fatality. Cause of death remains undetermined pending further investigation. Patient admitted complaining of extreme nausea and fatigue. Preliminary exams inconclusive. Patient held over for overnight observation, during which condition worsened. Patient died at 23:52 hours. Quarantine protocols put in place on Chief Medical Officer's orders and a level 8 force field is in use to prevent the spread of unknown, possibly infectious agent. Force field may not be disabled without command level voice authorization. An autopsy of the patient was conducted using a laser scalpel to open the chest cavity. All organs were intact and showed no signs of trauma or infection, which would explain the patient's demise. Cause of death remains undetermined, pending further investigation. So what we're seeing here is these people, these Cardis, have died. And I'm going to say Cardis, not as a racist thing, just it's quicker for me to say. They're dying from mysterious causes. Patient submitted with a severe laceration suffered while working in engineering. The wound was closed using an auto suture, and the patient was released with instructions to refrain from active duty and return for another examination in 24 hours. Patient returned as instructed, complaining of headache, elevated body temperature, and nausea. White cell count was elevated, and preliminary analysis showed signs of systematic infection resulting from contamination of wound site. Patient was held in sickbay for treatment and observation. However, the infection spread rapidly, and treatment with standard antibiotics was unsuccessful. A more rigorous treatment regimen was formulated, but also proved unsuccessful. Patient's vital functions ceased. Cause of death, circulatory system failure resulting from sepsis. The patient's body has been prepped for transport back to Cardassia Prime. Okay, this guy died of natural causes. Well, natural compared to whatever the hell's going on this ship. Patient admitted with the plasma burn caused by an exploding EPS conduit. The wound was treated using a protoplasr. It's a protolaser. And the patient was admitted to sickbay for sedation and observation. Patient suffered a neurological event resembling a cerebrovascular incident while sedated and was unable to be resuscitated. Further examination into patient's death is pending an autopsy by the chief medical officer. That's an unfortunate bastard. This guy. Patient admitted with a fractured tibia suffered while in the holodeck. The bone was splinted. The bone was splinted and treated with a regenerator. Patient returned later complaining of pain in the treated leg as well as an elevated body temperature. Patient was then treated with a T-cell stimulator to stave off any possible infection. Patient's condition continued to worsen while they were being continually treated to boost their immune responses. Patient died 6.2 hours after injury. Due to the extreme rate of deterioration in the patient, an infection is unlikely. Fear of a contagious agent being responsible has resulted in quarantine protocols being enacted. A cause of death has yet to be determined. Corpse will be placed in a stasis field pending further examination by the chief medical officer. Okay. I have to go through this whole thing again. Use med kit. Neurolite probe. Oops. Just because of this. Yep. The Neurolite probe. The Neurolite probe has determined that the individual died from a radical decrease in neural energy. It's almost as if he was drained by an outside source. All the brain's activity came to a complete stop as its energy was depleted. Sir, there is a great deal of interference being picked up by the tricorder. Most likely the result of an energy residue from whatever was used to do this to the Cardassian. Perhaps we can track it down by following the energy trail. There is a science lab across the hall from the med bay. It should have access to the ship's internal sensors. Using internal sensors in the science. Continue. Where's this tritonium gas? And let's scan for triolic waves. Range concentration, center. The bridge! Triolic waves are harmful to humanoids. We will not be able to be in the area for long. And the Cardassians will be subject to the deleterious effects as well. They would not knowingly use triolic energy. I'd suggest we take a closer look. Whoever is calling the triolic waves probably is responsible for the deaths of the Cardassians in the mess hall. Understood, Lieutenant. Captain, it's headed for the bridge. Oh man. Yes, understood, number one. Dead. Ugh. There's no mistaking them now, Captain. Those were Davidians. What's curious, though, is that the Davidians are out of phase with us. Normally, we can't see them without a subspace force field tuned in with an extremely sensitive phase discriminator. We didn't have that. So how are they appearing in our reality? I recommend checking the Axon crew log's entries. Maybe they were doing something that made it easier for the Davidians to exist here. Captain's log. Okay, our mission goes well. The Axon has disabled or destroyed 7 enemy ships. I look forward to reporting our success. The Chief Medical Officer is concerned about casualties. It is his job to be concerned. Mine is to operate this ship at peak efficiency. I have read his report about unexplained deaths and dismissed it. There's always an explanation. He simply hasn't looked hard enough for it. I cannot let his failings disrupt our mission. Gul Madred is looking for men with a purpose to assist him. He wants leaders with the will to use whatever means are necessary to free our people from Federation tyranny. If all goes well, after this campaign, I will be seen as one of those leaders. Okay. Chief Engineer, repairs to the Axon go as expected. Running low on deuterium and warp coils. Wish there was more time between battles to do more than patch critical systems, but time is most precious commodity there is. 4 crewmen down, 1 died in battle with Klingon forces, but 3 others died in accidents. I've spoken to the captain about launching an investigation, but he sees nothing but his dreams of glory and a return to conquest. Unusual spike of triolic wave energy may be affecting warp core efficiency. Must speak to Dryolic and see if his sensor readings have turned up anything unusual. Letter from Maja arrived today. She and the children are well, but she worries about me. She wants me to leave the true way and return to Cardassian Prime. 6 months ago, I would have ignored her pleas. Now, though, I miss her, and I see no end to this fighting. Perhaps she is right. Science Officer's Log. Science Officer's Log started 86790.08. My duties on a combat mission are limited, but I was pleased today to have a chance to scan the approaching Driffin's Comet. The comet itself has not been a focus of much scientific inquiry, and it last passed through this sector in the late 23rd century. My scans, however, reveal surprising amounts of triolic wave energy emitting from the comet, as well as detectable amount of chronoton particles. The triolic waves will unfortunately prevent a closer study of the comet. They are quite harmful to humanoid life forms, and the captain is loath to jeopardize our mission for my curiosity. I have requested the launch of a Class 1 probe. The chronotons are of even greater interest. They appear in instances of temporal disturbances, which could mean that this comet has been, or will be, in the presence of a temporal event. Time mechanics are so cumbersome. I must have more data, but the captain has never had much interest in science. Perhaps I will remind him that chronoton particles are harmful against the aliens who live in the Bajoran wormhole. A potential weapon to use against the Bajorans' gods may be enough to interest him to divert our course. And the only reason I read it is because for me, their audio was really low, and I'm probably going to turn down my music here.
Are you sure you found no sign of the Cardassians attempting to open a portal, or otherwise bring the Davidians into our phase variants? This is troublesome. There are pieces to the puzzle I don't have yet. Let me do some digging and I will be in touch.
Choose reward. Subspace field modulator. Phase shifted personal shield Mark IV.
Until
Congratulations.
That's what it is. Spare need to fix him in order to maintain the advantage of it. Sector. This mission may be repeated daily.
I expect you to be efficient and discreet. Don't disappoint me.
Danger system is a rather delicate situation. We have an intelligence operative undercover at Drozana Station. Her astute observations has given us the edge in several critical engagements in the neutral zone. 22 hours ago, this operative activated an emergency subspace beacon. Zamara would only contact me in this manner if she was about to be discovered by the enemy or her life was in danger. I am understandably concerned. I need you to go to Drozana, find Zamara, and assist her. Take her to safety if you have to, but don't blow her cover. If you go in there weapons blazing, you may get her killed. I've accessed your logs. It's been quite some time since you had some shore leave. I suggest you visit Drozana for some downtime.
Until next time. Until next time.
And I'm actually going to do that. We'll do a little side mission here. Set course with the Trailer System Warp 8. Engage. Yeah. Kip can now provide training in Hazard Emitters 3. Cool. Intertrailer system. Captain, the satellites in the system are part of an advanced warning network that signals if enemy ships are approaching Federation space through this sector. Starfleet with this lost contact with the network 47 hours ago. It could be an equipment malfunction, but it could also be sabotage. Both the Klingons and the True Way could take advantage of holes in our sensor net to attack the Federation. I found the problem in the satellite, sir. There are damaged components blocking operation in the EPS system. We can repair it, but we need to avoid damaging it further. We need to be careful in order we carry out necessary repairs. Whoops. Whoops. I screwed that up. Whoops. So that was operational again, Captain. We are ready to move to the next damaged array. Due mainly to simple wear and tear in its systems, once we take care of these minor repairs, it should be fully operational. We have re-established contact with the SIG, and the signal is strong, Captain. I recommend that we work on the next array. It has taken a significant hit, Captain. Could have been a meteor, but there are residual antiprotons. There's too much damage to repair remotely. We'll need to send over a repair team. There's atmosphere inside the arrays. We have repair crews. True Way ships. Ah, this is intense. Already did. Depart system. Set course for Drozana Station. Warp 8. Please.
Until next time.
I do like these warp nacelles on my ship. They're pretty cool. Yeah. Drozana Station.
Welcome to
God, I hate that voice actor's work on that character. I really hate that. Welcome to Drozana. Shut up. I don't care. No. Not sure where we should start, but intelligence shows that Belen is a Ferengi to talk to if you're looking for information. He's a bartender, so it looks for in the lounge area. Yeah, the bartender is some bastard Ferengi. I don't know why people make these weird ass uniforms. What is this over here? Gold Press Platinum Conversion Unit. Oh, yeah, that's for when we win. Klingons and Orions. That's it. This is a neutral zone station.
Comet Cocktails. 4.7% discount for the next 3 minutes. Welcome to Drozana Station, the home of the finest libations and pleasures this side of Rex. Care to hear about today's special? Have you tried the Comet Cocktail? It's out of this world.
I'm looking for someone.
Aren't we all? Me? I want a leggy Vulcan with a liberal
Her name is Zamara. Do you know her?
Oh yeah, I know Samara. Maybe she's been here recently, and maybe she hasn't. My memory is kind of hazy.
Tell me where Zamara is, or I will snap your spine. It is imperative that I find Zamara. You need to tell me what you know.
Yeah, you need to find Samara, and people on Rura Penthe need warm socks. Everybody has needs. Let me spell it out for you. Information like that isn't free. Have you tried the comic? Oh yeah, I know Samara.
Huh.
Maybe she's been here recently.
Then
Yeah.
perhaps we should come to some sort of arrangement.
I feel my memory clearing up already. I tell you, I know you Starfleet types aren't big on Latin, but what you do have are skills and a willingness to get your hands dirty. That's what I need right there. Our replicators are on the fritz. Maybe it's a whole power system because the lights are going wonky too. But a little blue mood lighting isn't as big a problem for me as unfilled drink orders. Go to the cargo bay and get my replicators working. By the time you're done, I'm sure I will have remembered where I last saw Zamara.
All right. Pay close attention, folks, because I'm going to show you all how, or I'm going to show you all the deductions and how this is done. Okay. First, scan station replicators. Run diagnostic. Action available. Replicators are offline due to diminished function of electroplasma distribution network (EPS). Due to electroplasma distribution network. Run diagnostic on the electroplasma distribution network. 30% drop of power reported on deck 1. Replicators are offline until the fluctuations are repaired. What is computer? What is the cause of the loss of power on deck 1? Unknown. Computer, what must be done to restore power to deck 1? Power must be routed through systems to relieve strain on the EPS conduits. The following systems are available for this process: holosuites, gravity control, replicators, environmental controls, defense grid. 6 connections are required to stabilize the power grid. Hail engineering team. Skip to Europa. Captain, the biggest problem you're going to have at repairing anything on this station is the age of the systems and the general lack of maintenance. Drozana was built in the mid-23rd century, and many of the systems on that station haven't had a major update in more than a century. So you're dealing with an EPS system that just can't handle the strain of running modern equipment like replicators. I did some digging in our database. I found a log made by a Starfleet Corps of Engineers officer who visited the station in the early 24th century and made repairs to the EPS systems. The log says that you need to regulate the power flow by routing it through various subsystems. It's almost like you're using those subsystems as ancient circuit breakers. What do you suggest, Lieutenant? First thing you should try is scanning some of the damaged systems and power couplings in the cargo bay. You should learn more about how to properly realign the relays. Okay. Scan replicator power relays. The Ferengi operating Drozana station have made replicator function their top priority. The replicators are now tied into every available system, including life support. Start with a connection to the replicators, or the power connection will fail. Power network connection. When you find a snarl of wires and cables that look like they have been chewed on by voles, you realize that not every system may need to be used to make a successful reroute. Some systems may need more than one connection. It looks like someone used an outdated power coupling to connect gravity controls to the main power feed. It must have been an emergency fix, but it's been here so long that the coupling is fused and cannot be removed. Gravity control can connect to environmental control and the defense grid, but not replicators. Scan holosuite power. The holosuites have a separate environmental control system so that they can be finely tuned for temperature conditions appropriate to the various scenarios that they are running at any given time. Environmental controls cannot connect to the holosuites. Scan damage power coupling. There is a shunt that is slowly diverting energy from the station's power core to hollow emitters installed in some of the lower levels of the station. You will need to compensate for that energy drain to restore replicator function. The connection must end with the system in which you are attempting to restore power. So the first and last couplings need to be the replicators. The Klingons who ran the station in the early 24th century made significant improvements to the station's shields and added turret weapons, while it made the station more defensible, it also increased the amount of energy needed to keep the station's defense grid operational. The fourth connection must be to the defense grid, so we know connections 1, 4, and 6. Replicators must have a connection to environmental controls, so we know 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. So, scan the burnt out couplings. The EPS relays on the station are a maze of shunts and relays with patches going between unrelated systems and even to power cells that are being used to boost flow in critical areas. 6 connections are required to stay with this power. Okay. So, reroute power to replicators. Then, you reroute to environmental controls. Then, you reroute to gravity controls. Then, you reroute gravity controls to the defense grid, which is the fourth, and it must be that. And then you reroute to environmental controls, and then back to replicators.
Get your common cocktails. 4.7% discount for the next 3 minutes. Welcome to Drosana Station. Have you tried the common cocktail? It's out of the...
Your replicators are working again.
I am exceedingly pleased by your generous offer to repair them for no compensation. I can't let you go away empty-handed, though. How about I give you a 15% discount on drinks and souvenirs for an amount of time to be determined by man.
We had a deal, Ferengi. The replicators for information about Zamara.
Fine. A deal's a deal, right? Never let it be said that I'll cheat a valued customer like yourself. Personally, I don't know why you're so interested in her. She's a love girl, but just try talking to her. She's more paranoid than an Obsidian Order agent in a room full of Tal-Shiar. Zamara usually hangs out near the Dabo tables. Keep an eye out for a looker wearing purple. You can't miss her.
Just checking my mail.
chat right now, thanks.
What can I do to help?
Find out who's watching me. I'm not safe here. The Klingons are looking for me. They know someone has been feeding intelligence to Starfleet. Ghosts are always watching. Their eyes, hungry. Yesterday, they surrounded a drunken Klingon. Now, he's dead. They will find me when the blue light shines, and then I'll disappear.
I know what the ghosts are.
How could you know that? You may think you know. You may even have readings in your tricorder that you think are right, but you don't know. How could you know? I'm here every day. They watch me, and I watch them.
I can take you someplace safe.
No, they're everywhere. They're watching. You've been here too long. Someone will notice that we're together. Go do something else. Play Dabo. I'll contact you when I'm ready. When it's safe. Watch.
Can't you see I'm busy losing all my latinum?
Sorry, my mistake.
Spin the wheel and win.
Mobile hollow emitter. Play Dabo.
Dabo! Close enough. Dabo!
Was that a...
Close enough. I couldn't wait for you to get that lucky. We would have been here. Latin is a girl's best friend. Psst. Samara wants me to give you a message. She wants you to know, if you're interested in finding out what's really going on at the Drazana station, you need to check out the lower levels. I have an access code for you that will get you past the security doors. If you want to talk with her again, I suggest you collect your winnings and catch her before she leaves. I'm not in the mood for a chat, right? You don't need to worry about me.
You really...
I'm going to leave this place to the ghosts. They seem to belong here more than we do. I've booked passage on a ship. You don't need to know which one. Just tell Drake. He'll keep getting his intel, one way or another. Good luck. You're going to need it. Watch.
Captain, there were Davidians in the Donatu system. Now you found evidence of them again on Drazana Station. Obviously, they're using the neutral zone as some sort of feeding ground, and that puts dozens of worlds at risk. I've requested sensor data from ships closest to the comet's current location for analysis, but that is only half of our problem. If properties of the comet are somehow easing the Davidians' entry into this area of space, how do we stop them? Recommendations. Closest research facilities on Deep Space K7. I recommend that we consult with the team there. Consult Lieutenant Capo on Deep Space K7. Capo can found the lab area.
Welcome to Drozana.
Oh, it's past midnight. Holy crap. Set course for Deep Space K7, Warp 8. Yes, dock at K7. Club K7. Yes, just beam in.
How can I help you? So that explains why Drake was interested in the prototype. It was a complete failure at detecting polarization cloaks. But if I'd added a phase modulator and reversed the polarity, these modifications should be no problem. And when I'm done, this beam will pack quite a punch against phase-shifted Davidians. I'll forward the weapon on to Drake as soon as I'm done. Be careful. The Davidians won't stop. I'm afraid we'll have to be ready to fight.
Captain, we've done what we can for Zamara. We have the information we need about the Davidians, and Lieutenant Calapo is working on a weapon we can use to fight them. I suggest that we report back to Drake and see what he has to say. He's never very forthcoming with this information, but the more we know about him and his operations, the more we'll learn about Section 31. Are you ready to leave the system now? Yes, I am. Not now.
Good work. Zamara may think she has slipped my noose, but I always have ways of keeping tabs on her. I take special care to know all about people in whom I have an interest. But you already know that, don't you? The ghosts that Zamara mentioned concern me, however. You already encountered Davidians once. It's likely they're on Drozana Station as well. And I won't let them use Federation citizens as food. Lieutenant Calapo has completed work on the synchronic distortion prototype rifle. It should help you when you're ready to enter the lower levels of Drozana. Drake out.
Congratulations, Commander.
We are being held by Admiral Quinn. And since I'm now the rank of commander, I get a new ship. One fit for a commander. Then I can promote Tarsi to lieutenant commander. I'm going to promote Tamet to lieutenant commander. I'm gonna do promotions based on well, it's the Jupiter class carrier. Oh my god. Look at that. That big thing right behind the Galaxy class, the thing that dwarfs the Galaxy class, that is a Jupiter class carrier.
It's clear the Davidians are more of a problem than we initially thought. I expect you to be efficient and discreet.
USS Engine 51. Look how big this thing is. Oh, I like that warp nacelle. That warp nacelle design, that's pretty cool. And look how small it is. You can fit a Nova class inside of that. USS Victory is Life 604. Promotion to commander, of course, we get a new starship. I like the Europa. But I think it's time that we get us a new ship. Bernadette. Fleet Admiral. Drill Engineer. The USS Clyde. A Voth Bastion flight deck cruiser. Born in England in the year 2385, I was raised by my nanny for most of my younger years due to both my parents being Starfleet officers. Once I graduated from basic school, I applied to Starfleet Academy. Once in, I worked hard and trained harder. Then met the love of my life, Maytag. Well, that's what everyone calls her. After I graduated from Starfleet Academy as my first officer. First ship, and you know the rest. Okay. Yeah. Gay! Acquire ships. Get a new starship. Tier 3. I can get an Excelsior class cruiser. Wait, I think it's tier 4. Okay, I'm gonna have to actually go see Admiral Quinn. Whoa.
Congratulations. You've proven yourself to be invaluable to Starfleet and earned the respect of your fellow officers. Return to Earth Space Dock. I would like to formally recognize your contributions to the Federation.
There we go.
Condition Alpha. Repeat. Condition Alpha.
Yep, I had to go see Admiral Quinn.
Security team, report to docking base 6.
3, so heavy cruiser. God. Really? As a primary deflector and a secondary deflector. Primary deflector, secondary deflector. Nice. That's the Stargazer class? Cool. Or I can get an Excelsior class. I can get this anyway.
Security team, report to docking base 6.
Base turn is 13. Base turn is 15. Base turn is 8. Get a Galaxy class. Define my next promotion. To make a captain. I can get a Defiant class. I can get a Galaxy class. Get an Intrepid class. Three fore, three aft. I think I'll save that base hull is 26. 220. 26. 18. Yeah, I think I'll go with the cruisers. Need to manage ships. 93382. Europa. Dry dock the ship. Oh. Oh, it's 93584. Nine three five four eight. I hate having to do this. Screw it. Bye, original Europa. Customize ship. There we go. That's usually the color scheme I use. So, yeah, I know I'm a science officer. I should be flying a science vessel, but I hate the Olympic class. And I do like Excelsior Alpha cells better. And we'll go with the sleek bridge. Oh. I think that's going to be it. I have to go change uniforms on all my characters. Oh, cool. I can commission a bridge officer. And I'm going to promote. Scavron and Tarsi to Lieutenant Commander. Alright, I'm going to do a little housekeeping here at the tailor. I'm going to come back. next time on episode 7, we'll continue with the Davidian thing. So, thank y'all for watching. I'm Wind Charger Prime, and I'm out.